idol, the way they are carved. And I used to wonder how this carving, this architecture has come to place. So when I came to Chennai, when I visited around various temples, various holy cities, so I could make out that these are the architecture has originated from here, and it has gone to the north. So I am still exploring more. I want to explore the entire, to the root of our heritage, our culture. So I'm lucky to be posted in this part of the country, which is my first posting. So I'll make the best out of it. Dehradun also, not Dehradun, I belong to Dehradun, but Uttarakhand also, gives or provides for the maximum number of the candidates for the defense services for defending the borders, defending the skies, defending our seas. I myself being part of it, I am no exception. So my journey started in 97 when I joined the Indian Army. I am a computer science graduate, but due to motivation of my friends, my relatives, and seeing around people, I got motivated, joined the Indian Army. Thereafter, as you are young, your adrenaline is pumping. So I wanted to do something, prove myself, prove my mettle in the Indian Army. So that opportunity came in during Off Vijay. So during Off Vijay, we all know what all happened. So my unit and my team, we inflicted heavy casualties on the other side, the enemy. And there were a number of such operations which we did extremely well. And the President, Honorable President, was kind enough to confer me with the award of Veer Chakra. Thereafter, after 3-4 years, again, that time my Karm Bhumi of J&K again went back to J&K, and again a series of different operations. And there we eliminated dreaded terrorists, 4 or 5 of them, and for which I was conferred with the Sena Medal Gallantry. So we keep on taking motivation from person like sir who is here, our 71 war hero. So such person are the one which keep you motivated and want to do something for the country. So in the end, thank you so much for the entire staff of Raj Bhavan for organizing such a wonderful event for all of us. Thank you so much. Jai Hind, Jai Uttarakhand.
Thank you, sir. We now request Mr. Ayush Shah, who is a PhD scholar from the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, IIT Madras, to address the gathering.
A very good morning to one and all. I extend my warmest wishes on the 24th Foundation Day of Uttarakhand, the land of majestic mountains, spiritual vibes, scenic beauty, situated in the heart of the Himalayas. I, Ayush Shah, am a PhD scholar with the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences at the Indian Institute of Technology, Madras. I belong to the beautiful hill station of Nainital, Kumaon Hills, which is the judicial capital of the state, housing the High Court of Uttarakhand and is the headquarters of an eponymous district. It is a matter of great pride for me to be speaking in front of the Honorable Governor, Sri R.N.Ravi ji, that too on a topic that I love to talk on, my beloved motherland, Uttarakhand. Popularly known as the Dev Bhumi owing to the numerous temples and its religious significance to the Hindu faith, the state of Uttarakhand was carved out of the hilly districts of the erstwhile Uttar Pradesh on this very day in the year 2000 as the 27th state of India. The demand for a separate Uttarakhand had long been in existence even before the independence of the country, but was achieved only after a long struggle and many sacrifices. The state is a testament to the dreams and aspirations of its people. Nestled in the lap of the majestic peaks, Uttarakhand is not just a piece of land, it's a tapestry of resilience, tradition, and natural beauty. Uttarakhand consists of 2 divisions, Kumaon Mandal and Garhwal Mandal. The Kumaon Mandal, lying on the eastern side of the state, is made up of 6 districts: Almora, Bageshwar, Champawat, Nainital, Pithoragarh and Udham Singh Nagar. While Garhwal Mandal lying on the western side includes 7 districts: Chamoli, Dehradun, Haridwar, Pauri Garhwal, Rudraprayag, Tehri Garhwal and Uttarkashi. Both these divisions find their mention in the ancient Indian literature in the form of Manas Khand and Kedar Khand respectively. Uttarakhand has 2 capitals, the winter capital at Dehradun and the summer capital at Bharadi Sain. The state shares international borders with Tibet and Nepal and domestic borders with Himachal Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. The state is most famous for religious and cultural heritage and offers religious and spiritual tourism. The Laghu Chardham, consisting of Kedarnath, Badrinath, Gangotri and Yamunotri. Panch Kedar, consisting of Kedarnath, Tungnath, Rudranath, Madmaheshwar, Kalpeshwar. The world famous pilgrimage site for Hindus, Haridwar. Kechi Mandir of Sri Neem Karyoli Babaji near Nainital. Katarmal Surya Mandir, which is one of the only 5 temples dedicated to the sun god at Almora. Sri Hemkund Sahib, highest Gurudwara in the world. And only a few might know this, but the oldest Methodist church in Asia, the Methodist Church at Nainital. It is also the current seats of 2 schools of Tibetan Buddhism in exile, Nangyapa and Sakyapa at Dehradun. All these sites attract spirituality seekers from all across the globe. Rishikesh, considered the yoga capital of the world, is also situated in the state. Besides, the state is also famous for ecotourism, adventure tourism, environment conservation, sustainable development, and hydropower generation. The state houses 6 national parks, including the oldest national park at the Jim Corbett National Park in Nainital district, and the Valley of Flowers National Park and the Nanda Devi National Park, both of which are UNESCO World Heritage Sites located in Chamoli district. The state is also the origin of a number of rivers, including the most famous rivers Ganga and Yamuna. Despite being a small state, Uttarakhand has always been the highest contributor to the Indian Defence Forces, both in officer and soldier ranks. The Indian Armed Forces have 2 regiments from the 2 divisions of Uttarakhand, the Kumaon Regiment and the Garhwal Rifles Regiment. Also, the state houses 3 regimental centers, the Kumaon Regimental Center and the Naga Regimental Center at Ranikhet, District Almora, and the Garhwal Rifles Regimental Center, District Pauri Garhwal. It is considerable to note that both the Chief of Defence Staff till date, late General Bipin Singh Rawat, and the present Chief of Defence Staff, General Anil Chauhan, as well as the National Security Advisor, Shri Ajit Doval, all hail from the state of Uttarakhand. The state is home to premier institutions of education and training like IIT Roorkee, AIIMS Rishikesh, IIM Dehradun, and Labasna Masuri. The state, however, faces major challenges in the form of out-migration from the hilly districts of state in the absence of social and physical development in the mountainous regions. The out-migration is so intense that the 2011 census of India declared 1048 villages as being ghost villages or villages where not a single human being resided any longer. The number was further increased by 734 in the State Migration Commission Report 2018. The out-migration is so high that 2 districts, Almora and Pauri Garhwal, had negative growth rate in the last census, and the other 8 hilly districts had a very slow population growth rate. Climate change in the recent times is adding insult to injury, leading to more and more out-migration from the hilly districts on account of failing crops. I urge each and every Uttarakhandi present here to pledge to work for the betterment of the state and fight the out-migration problem by utilizing her knowledge of expertise in the state. I am myself working on the very problem as my PhD thesis project. In the end, I would like to thank the Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, Sri R.N.Ravi, and Rajbhavan Tamil Nadu for organizing this Foundation Day celebration of our state, making us feel at home, away from home. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Uttarakhand.
Thank you. Now I welcome Ms. Ayushi Agarwal, who is a second-year student from SRM University, to address the gathering.
Good morning to all. To our Honorable Governor, I wish to convey, and one and all present here, I wish for giving me this opportunity. I feel privileged to be a part of this big occasion. Distinguished guests, and honored to speak about the remarkable development journey of Uttarakhand, a state blessed with rich cultural roots and great natural beauty. Uttarakhand boasts a vibrant cultural tapestry as home to Kumaoni and Garhwali tradition. Its art, music, dance, festivals and costumes provide a colorful glimpse into the state's heritage. However, my focus is to highlight Uttarakhand's inspiring development progress since gaining statehood in 2000. The state government has strategically invested in infrastructure upgrades, particularly in transport connectivity, to boost religious tourism and economic growth. Major highway projects, airport expansions, and ropeway construction have enhanced access to holy sites and hill stations, elevating Uttarakhand's position as a leading tourist destination. Remarkable strides have also been taken in industrial development, promoting sectors such as food processing, manufacturing, pharma, and IT. The government aims to leverage the state's immense hydropower potential through dam projects and generate employment through new enterprises. Uttarakhand's social development initiatives have expanded access to education and healthcare. Efforts to strengthen rural education and health insurance schemes now cover vulnerable sections. Sustainable eco-friendly practices ranging from plastic bans to community-based tourism are being actively promoted. Uttarakhand has charted an ambitious roadmap aligned with sustainable development goals, effectively balancing growth axis across sectors with environmental conservation and social welfare. Challenges remain in disaster resilience and livelihood, but the state is proactively working to uplift its citizens through inclusive policies. In conclusion, Uttarakhand has firmly established itself as a state that values its cultural heritage while actively pursuing development goals. Its journey from being a part of Uttar Pradesh to becoming an independent state has sparked a sense of pride and responsibility among its residents. Uttarakhand's commitment to preserving its culture, promoting development and conserving its natural beauty makes it a unique and promising region in India. Its focus on infrastructure development, healthcare and sustainable practices aligns perfectly with vision of preserving its essence as land of gods, while fostering a prosperous future for its residents and visitors. On behalf of SRM, a big thanks to our Honorable Governor and Raj Bhavan, Tamil Nadu for an excellent hospitality. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We now request the Honorable Governor to felicitate our eminent guests. The Honorable Governor will now felicitate Commander Kulbhushan Singh Sood. A big round of applause for the robust contribution to this nation by Commander Kulbhushan Singh Sood. He is an inspiration for all. Thank you, sir. The Honorable Governor will now felicitate Colonel Kulbhushan Upreti. For the selfless sacrifice to the nation. Thank you, sir. We now request the Honorable Governor to address the gathering.
Respected Commander Kulbhushan Singh Sood, veteran of 1971 war, Colonel Kulbhushan Upreti, Veer Chakra, Secretary to Governor Sri Kirloch Kumar, all the invitees, my young friends from different educational institutions present here, friends from the media, gracious ladies and gentlemen. I wish you all a very, very happy Uttarakhand Day. why are we celebrating this day? We didn't. India became independent in 1947. States have been created from time to time, newer states. But it didn't occur to us that we should celebrate a statehood day beyond that state, because so far statehood days have been celebrated in the respective states which were created on that particular day. This was largely celebrated by the governments of that state and mostly political leaders. But now, at the initiative of the Honorable Prime Minister Modi, we are celebrating a statehood day in every state, a statehood day of each state in every state. Why has this been necessitated? First of all, I am so happy to see so many young men and women studying here in Chennai. I never knew that we have so many young people from Uttarakhand studying here in Chennai. I welcome you all, and maybe on some subsequent occasion we will love to host you again. So the reason when we thought of this idea is that, during our independence movement, during the period of colonization, the entire country together fought the British. And of course, Portuguese, French, all those who had occupied our country, different parts of it. That resistance to British was from the entire country. I don't know how many of you are aware that in 1801 there were warriors, freedom fighters here in this land who not only fought for independence of the local kingdom to which they were kings, but they fought for the freedom of India. And how? In 1801, why I am calling 1801? Because that's the year then. Two brothers from Sivgangai district, R.N.Ravi brothers, those who had defeated the British in 1780, and for 20 years they kept them out of their area, their kingdom. They realized that the British must be driven out of the whole country. And then they came up with an idea of forming alliance with all the rulers around, as many as possible, and unitedly fight the British. And in 1801, they produced a document, a beautiful document called Jambu Dweep Declaration. Some of you would be aware that Jambu Dweep is another name for Bharat country. India, before the British came, we didn't call ourselves Indians. India is a new thing. It was called Bharat for thousands and thousands of years. So, he produced a document called Jambu Dweep Declaration, and how we must drive these foreigners, Europeans, out of the entire Jambu Dweep. Subsequently, the freedom movement has started gaining momentum. We have started coming together. Since the beginning of the 20th century, the whole country fought the British unitedly. When the British tried to divide, and they divided Bengal on a communal line, created Muslim Bengal and Hindu Bengal. People all over the country revolted, including not many people here in Tamil Nadu, what we call Tamil Nadu today. Great people like V.O. Chidambaram Pillai. So many of them, they came on a street against something happening in Bengal. Imagine. It was not taken out of the country. It was created a province on communal line, and people from Tamil Nadu, all over the country, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Punjab, everywhere people resisted. And so here, when Jallianwala Bagh happened, there was a massive protest here. You know, you have heard the name of great Kamaraj. Kamaraj left his education and joined anti-British movement. So many. At every occasion, the whole country was united as one family, and they remain united for a long time. But after we became independent, and when we started, the modern state took the shape. And politics became state-centric. When the politics became state-centric, obviously in every state, the nature of politics that we have is such that people around the capital of that state, larger area, who invariably constitute you can call it in terms of majority or minority, but I don't know, it is all the new concept, majority, minority. There was no such concept before when we were fighting the Europeans. So, people who were at the margin, who were at a distance from the capital, they felt neglected. And rightly so. Because for electoral politics, I have to nurse my constituency, I have to give infrastructure to my constituency, build things in my constituency for me to come back. So people in the remote areas, the margins, they felt neglected. They felt that they were distant from the power that be in that state. And then they started, the grievances came naturally, and demand for a separate state. And this is how, from a single-digit number of states, we have been growing. We have come 29 states, 28 states now, Jammu and Kashmir is taken care of. So we have 28 states. Of course, we have got a number of union territories also. So, with the coming of new and new state and nature of politics that we have, the identity, the sense of we all, the whole Bharat as a family, that got weakened. And we all started developing a state-centric identity. Nothing wrong in that. As a human being, we have multiple identities. In our personal life, we have multiple identities. We are sons, we are fathers, we are husbands, we are wives. We are brothers, we are sisters, we are neighbors. No end to different identities. But the political identity has started getting so overwhelmed that the sense of one Bharat as a family started getting weakened. We all started thinking in terms of our narrow areas. Except for the defense forces. In most of the areas, people develop very identity in a silo. I am a Bihari, I am a Tamilian, I am a Malayali, I am a Kannadiga, I am a Punjabi, I am a Marathi. Nothing wrong in that. But that identity it started getting so overwhelmed that I find today, in this land, let us say where we are, this land, it hosts people from all parts of the country. It's not only you guys who have come to study here for a few years to go back. But this land has more than 1.5 crore Telugus, about 50 lakh people, Malayalis from Kerala, around the similar number from from Karnataka you can say. You have almost about 15 lakhs people Marathis. More than that you have Gujaratis or Austrian here. We have more than 5 lakhs people from Bundelkhand living for all these have been living for several hundred years. It's not that they have come yesterday or day before yesterday. They have been living here for several hundred years. You go to Kashi, you have more than 40,000 Tamilians living there for more than 1,000 years. Now, today, I find people here, Telugu, Malayalis, Kannadigas, Bundelkhandis, Saurashtrians, Marathis, all of them calling themselves, we are a linguistic minority, we are living in minority, they feel as if they are not full citizens. This a new identity consciousness built along language, built along race, built along region. All these things have started getting so overwhelmed. At the time of independence, our country was socially together once. It was such a remarkable social cohesion. We had a problem with Pakistan. We had a partition, as Commander Kulbhushan says, he is a victim of that. British partitioned the country. But that partition disease, the virus of partition, it mutated and we started partitioning ourselves along the line of a state. Today, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka are fighting over Kaveri water. You are not in a position to say anything. Where were they before 1956? It was one state. They were all happy together. There was no issue. But this making of new states, which was necessary for fulfilling the aspirations of the people of that area, these mutated into a predominant identity. And that is something which is one has to guard against. The sense of this country being a family as one, Bharat being a family as one. It comes up at the time of war, but do we need a war for that? Before, even while we were fighting the British, it's not that suddenly people have started together. People were traveling from one end to the other. I remember in the 60s, when I was a senior high school student, early 60s, from my village, my mother and so many ladies, so many adults, we hired a bus for a pilgrimage. And among the places that we visited what is today in Uttarakhand, that also. Rishikesh, Haridwar, went up to Badrinath. Those days there was no telephone, there was no tourism industry. We didn't bother about booking either Airbnb or getting into a hotel and all. But when we landed at each place, I am talking about Uttarakhand because we went to other places also, but similar thing happened. The moment we landed at Haridwar, there were people, traditionally, people from all over the country have been visiting there. It's not only from Bihar. And there are people associated with all the holy places who have been hosting them Popularly they are called pandas. They have the record of your century generation. The moment you alight the bus, the people, they come and say, you are from where, you are, aap kahan ke ho, kahan ke rehne wale ho, kahan se ho, acha aap falane. Immediately, you have find somebody who takes you to the place and takes care of you. You are sure that there will be people there who will take care of you. In fact, at one place where I found it very distressing, I was a young boy at the time in school. One of them said, we are so and so, 4.5 bhaiya. 4.5 bhaiya, 4.5 brothers. What does it mean? Traditionally, through several generations, people at these places have been catering to the hospitality needs of people from all over Bharat. And since those families have also been growing, multiplying, breaking, naturally, how long a family, third, fourth generation, fifth generations, you will have there only, but they will start a separate establishment. So they used to also make it, okay, if you have, if a family has 2,000 families who are hosting the 2,000 family, let us say, from Bihar. And if that family has subsequently some children, especially male, so they will separate, okay, this 2,000 family, they will have so and so many, so and so yours, so and so yours. That was also a source of their livelihood. So one person had 5 children, 4 of them were married, 1 was not married, so it became 4.5 bhaiya. So then they separated. So immediately they had it was there, they had sorted it out. And at the end of our stay, they didn't ask for any fixed amount or anything. No charges, your room charge is this, your lodging charge is this. Voluntarily we gave whatever we felt like. There was no demand, there was no rate prescribed, but we did. And everyone met, at every place. Now, many of you, to many of you, it might be looking, what is this talking about? But this was our country. We traveled, my grandmother traveled from Patna to Rameswaram. She narrated a similar story. Every place, you don't have to worry about your well-being. In between there are places which will take care of you, and at that place there are people who will take care of you. And the moment you reach, they take care of you. That sense of togetherness, the sense of a family. That with the advent of modern political state, post-independence, it has severely weakened, and we are fighting along various lines. Uttarakhand, the holy places of Uttarakhand, do not belong only to the people of Uttarakhand, it belongs to the whole Bharat. All the Bharatvasi, all the Indians, all the people of this country, all those who believe in it is theirs. And that is how it's everywhere. And when we talk about culture, again, the culture also has acquired a different kind of connotation today. Today I hear here people sitting here, this is Tamil culture, then something of Malika Kerala culture, Karnataka culture, Telangana and Andhra culture. What were these cultures before 1956? Before these states were formed? This question I first started asking when I visited the Northeast about 3.5 decades ago. And I started finding all the divisions. And when I started finding the people, in a continuum there is no difference. But suddenly with the drawing of a political line, people become us and they. You are Meghalaya, I am Assam, and we will fight. Whereas people have been living together symbiotically happy relations for centuries and centuries, or thousands of years. After all, then imagine more than 5 lakhs people from Bundelkhand are here. How did they come? And that too about their history goes about 600-700 years ago. People from Saurashtra about 1,000 years ago they came. How did they come? People could move from one part of the other. There were numerous kings, there were numerous Raja, Maharaja, Rajwade. लेकिन लोगों के अंदर में कोई भेदभाव नहीं था, लोग जात होते। ये हमारा सेंस। सिमिलरली उत्तराखंड, before 9th of November 2000, when we talk about the culture, we could have talked about the composite culture of UP. We couldn't have talked about this is UP culture, this is Uttarakhand culture. When you travel from one part, let us say you drive from Kanyakumari, and I have done that in case of, from Siliguri I have driven to Kohima and Imphal and different parts, and I have noticed it. You will find the variations at every 50 kilometers, almost. Variations, but you can relate. But 400 kilometer distance, if you compare here to there will be marked difference. But if you go into continuity, then you will find minor variations. Creation of all these states have turned the variations into differences. We have been calling it India is unity in diversity. What is that unity in diversity? Now, what is this diversity? Diversity is not difference. Language can be very dangerous. Because the moment you say difference, then you say we have a distinct culture. Everyone says we have a distinct culture. What is that distinct about? What you say, your neighbors will find a similar. A lot of similarity. So variations have become differences. Diversity has become difference. Diversity, when we say diversity is a various manifestation of the same. The manifestation can be quite appear as if it is a distinct. But if you look at it, it's a question of how you look at it. As I said that if you drive from Kanyakumari to Kashmir and keep halting every 200 kilometers, you will not find the difference much. But if you fly from here, go to Bhopal, you go to Ahmedabad, you will say, I am in a different land with a different culture. This continuum is broken into separation. This is taking a heavy toll on our country. It is consuming hugely our positive energy. A country can grow together, a country like Bharat. Because Bharat is not like European countries, not like America. How was America born, by the way? America was not like India, Bharat. America, a set of explorers, what they call explorers. They went in search of land and opportunity, wealth. From Europe, mostly from the British Island. They went, captured some land, annihilated the local people, settled down. But they all went from different areas. They had no sense of kinship among them. There was no Chacha, Bhatija or Dada or Nani. They were all different people with a sole intention of capturing the land and the wealth. And at one point of time they separated from Britain and they wanted to create a country, a community. They tried to form a society out of disparate set of people. People who had nothing in common among them. And that is how they built it, a modern state. Through their legal instruments, Bharat has been a society. We are related to each other. When I go to the temple here and somebody asks me, what is your Gotra? The Gotra, he knows the moment I saw my Gotra all over the country is same. You see the kinship. Whether I go to Jagannath Puri or go to Dwarika, or go to Rameswaram, go to Sri Rangam, any of the places. The priest there asks you Gotra, and you tell your Gotra and you are related. They start telling you about you. Bharat was a living organic society with a stunning, numerous diversity. diversity in language, diversity in eating habits, cuisine, diversity in dress, multiple, numerous diversities. But, as I said, that my grandmother coming from Patna to Rameswaram did not feel she was going to any other land. And similarly, people from here going to Kashi or any place didn't feel that they were going to another land. Why are we losing that? The sense of oneness, one family. And when we had the statehood day, it is not, we must realize it. States are political and administrative delimitation of Bharat, a part of Bharat. Bharat has been there for several thousand years. India, political state of India was born in 1947. But Bharat has been there for thousands of years. When we look into our ancient scriptures and Bharat is described, Uttaram yat samudrasya himadrishya dakshinam. Uttaram yat samudrasya himadrishya dakshinam. Varsham tad Bharatam nama Bharatiyatra santati. Now ancient scripture says, north of ocean and south of the ice-peaked Himalayas is the land Bharat, and its children are Bharati. That oneness we cannot afford to lose. We cannot allow these centrifugal forces fighting and separating. Where do we end up? Our country, which has been, till the colonization, we were the most prosperous country in the world. And for the young men and women, if it is a strange news that coming to you, when I said that India was the most developed country till the 18th century, you go on the internet and click. World economy, a millennial perspective. World economy, a millennial perspective by Professor Angus Madison, OECD commissioned a study. OECD, you know, I hope you know. OECD is a club of advanced rich countries of the world. In 1972, when Paul Barrett, an economic historian, wrote an essay which says that America became rich in last 100 years. I'm talking about 1972. There was no United States of America before 100 years of that. They became rich in last 100 years. Europe became rich in last 200 years. Before that, India was the economic powerhouse of the world. And when Paul Barrett wrote that essay, it was not palatable to the advanced country, developed countries. They couldn't believe it. So they constituted a commission under Professor Angus Madison, another economic historian. And that commission submitted a report. And I urge you all, young men and women, go on the internet, take out that report. It is there available. I will repeat, World Economy, a Millennial Perspective. It has come in the form of a book also. Scientific study, right from the first century. From the first century to 13th century, India was the largest economy. 14th century onward, because when we started getting invasion from outside and different forms, we started to compete with China started competing. Sometimes India goes up, China. But until 18th century, India accounted for about 30% of the global GDP. We were the exporters for the world, not the market of the product. Be it textile, be it iron, be it chemicals, be it shipbuilding, it was India which was there. Here in this Madras, not very far off, 1840, when the Sheffield, the largest iron and steel company of Europe, it is a British company, Sheffield, they had sent 1,000 metric ton of iron to Madras port, exploring the market for their products. And they could not sell even 1 metric ton. When they couldn't sell even 1 metric ton, they sought a report from then governor. Why is it that? And it's an interesting report. It's there all in the document. Governor replied to Sheffield, in here, Madras Presidency, nobody will buy your iron. Why? Because iron is manufactured here as a cottage industry. They are, at that point of time, when the British did the survey, in all the three presidencies, there's Calcutta, Madras and Bombay, put together there were more than 10,000 iron smelting plants in the country. In Madras Presidency, the largest was at Ramnathpura, which is currently in Andhra Pradesh. They said that since iron is manufactured here locally as a cottage industry, depending on needs, half a metric ton, 1 metric ton, 2 metric ton, depending on this, why should they have the transportation cost taken from there? No, they will not. And not only that, iron manufactured here is better in quality than that of Sheffield. That was difficult for Sheffield to do. They sent a team. They came here. They stayed for 7 years studying the local process of making iron. They are all documented, diagrams, chemicals. And then they took it, and here, British killed all this iron industry. If you look at it, go to the old ancient book of Historia. Historia, that is a Greek. The book on the history, 4th century before Christ. I think so, that is how it is. There they mentioned about the iron from here. Subsequently, it used to be called iron, weapons made of iron from India, they used to call it Jawab-e-Hind. That this weapon, the sword or a lance, or whatever be, all the weapons made of them, was not the period of gunpowder. Jawab-e-Hind, that this iron will not break. We had this. So we were, but this thing destroyed. All these things look as if it is talking something really. So, this country being a family, somehow in our race, we are losing that Bharat. Article 1 of the Indian Constitution says India, that is Bharat. We must not lose that. And when we celebrate the Statehood Day, we must not forget that this state is a beautiful state. People are beautiful, people are intelligent, sharp, gifted. This place has lot many assets, heritage, natural, man-made. And the whole country must be proud of it. People should know about that. When we hold an Uttarakhand Day, it is not only the people of Uttarakhand to know, but even people of the rest of the country. There is a place, a beautiful place in our country, Uttarakhand, where we have so many assets. We heard about contribution to the defense forces. The Uttarakhand contributes perhaps the largest number of military personnel. But we in Tamil Nadu also say that we have a district, Vellore, which has the largest number of defense people contributing to the defense forces of any district in the country. Go to Vellore, you find it. This whole country has been a thing. So when we celebrate a statehood day, it is not a political celebration of that statehood. It is a celebration of the diversity of Bharat. It is making people more of the other parts of the people more and more aware of it, that this is one, which we are forgetting now. It shouldn't happen. And people from other states like Uttarakhand sitting here in Tamil Nadu, you should not feel you are a second-class citizen. You are in your home. This too is your home. Because you are in Tamil Nadu, that does not mean that this place you are in a different place. That sense of oneness, the sense of family, that has to be there. And that is the core purpose of it. And my young friends, I have a request or an appeal to you. You have come here to study in a prestigious institution here. So many. IIT, Anna University, Wales, SRM, so many. I urge you that when you are here, and you are here, learn, acquire working knowledge of Tamil. You know, nothing connects you like language. You will complete your study with your degree and go back. And you will have some faint memory of the UK at the later part of life. When you were 60, 70, you know, I was there, I studied in such an institute. But if you have picked up the working knowledge of the language, you will be able to appreciate the place and the people far more better way, far more intimately. And when you are here in Chennai or around, I urge you also to visit the places in Tamil Nadu. Don't remain confined to your education. Don't remain in a silo. You have vacations. Go around, see the places. Acquire some functioning knowledge of the language. And some people use a very difficult language. I don't believe that. Every language, every new thing is difficult. All that, you don't have to be proficient, but it's a beautiful language, one of the oldest living languages in the world. So much rich in literature, so much rich in content. Only after I came to Tamil Nadu, I realized what all I was missing until I came. Your 4-year, 5-year stay in Tamil Nadu should not be confined to either IIT or Anna or Wales or Puthiya. Your stay should be a stay in Tamil Nadu. You must be able to develop some local friends. And what kind of friendship unless you have visited his house or her house, had meal there, attended their festival. And when you go back, invite them to your place. That gives you a lifelong enriching experience. It will be so much fulfilling to you that you're just acquiring certain knowledge, sitting in an institution. No, that is not enough. Make use of it. And trust me, if you start learning it, you will find in a month's time, you will memorize, you will learn a few sentences, and you will keep. You will start, and then the appetite comes with the eating, and you will start learning. So my request to you would be, my appeal to you would be, before you go back, you must have acquired some working knowledge of Tamil language, and you must have developed some very intimate, close friends who will be your lifelong friends. And that will be a genuine tribute to your coming here, and it will be a genuine contribution to our nation, building this nation as a family. Friends, thank you very much for being here. I once again wish you a very, very happy Uttarakhand Day. Keep that in mind. And Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Time now for celebrations. We have great performances from the land of Uttarakhand, which will be presented within a short while from now. We have the traditional dances from Uttarakhand organized by South Zone Cultural Center. The first performance will be Harul dance. Harul is a traditional Indian folk song type performed as a dance in the Jauntar, Bower and bordering regions of Himachal Pradesh. These regions, including Transgiri, Sirmaur, were once part of the single tribe of Hatis up until the formation of states of Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. This dance is performed in a cheerful mood. Each Harul song is in a narrative format that tells a tale of the past and the dance is usually done to those haruls which converse between a man and a woman. Presenting before you is the harul dance, and the team lead is Mr. Anil Verma.
Hello. 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 Ho, 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 ho.
पुरी मासो कोठानो घट उपाले गाँव की देवा ढालो सलामो हो नोड़ी चतुरा पुरी मासो कोठानो घट उपाले गाँव की देवा ढालो सलामो इंदिरा पूरी हथना पूरी पांडव को राजो पांचों पांडव में थानो हो नोड़ी साजो इंदिरा पूरी हथना पूरी पांडव को राजो पांचों पांडव में थानो हो नोड़ी साजो उपल गाइए और जी बाड़ी लाओ देवा बापूड़ा बगड़िया थारे आओ उपल गाइए और जी बाड़ी लाओ देवा बापूड़ा बगड़िया थारे आओ बीबी बाना रुमाला पूरोया राजी खुशी बीबी बाना रुमाला बोलया में लागे नोशी बीबी बाना रुमाला पूरोया राजी खुशी बीबी बाना रुमाला देखाई आए न देरे गोलकाई नोट घूम दे तुम्हें रीना के बेड़े बोल मेरे आए गाँव देखाई आए न देरे गोलकाई नोट घूम दे तुम्हें रीना के बेड़े खेले मोड़ाए मोड़े मोड़ाए ला खेले मोड़ाए बोल चारों गणे मासू राजा चारिये भाई चारों गणे मासू राजा चारिये भाई राजा दूर गमाए हाथों गए कोटियों राजा दूर गमाए कोरे का पुरियला भूजिली भागो कोरे का पुरियला भूजिली भागो बोल तेरी बेटी रात बीजा बोखाणो मांगो तेरी बेटी रात बीजा बोखाणो मांगो भाई बशोला कुड़ो भैया उसे दारा टिकरे भाई बशोला कुड़ो भैया उसे दारा टिकरे भाई बशोला कुड़ो भैया उसे धारा टिकरे भाई बशोला कुड़ो भैया चुंगो शिकड़े दी रोटी गुड़ गुड़िया पर कला दी मांगती के कोटी तू तो बोलो नग देवा मेरा दियाड़ी रानी छपरा पानी छोड़ के आना भितरे आओ पानी
Thank you.
Thank you. Presenting next is the Chapeli dance. It is one of the folk dances of Uttarakhand. It is all about beauty, love, affection and joy.